Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you here in the next episode of Hudba nevymáchaná. It's not so funny in English as in Czech language, but it doesn't matter. I promise you this episode will be funny because I have my special guest, and this is a guy, one of my most favorite guys in the music industry because they are producing something very unique, very, very special. He is doing it by heart and has very crazy ideas. And this guy is one and only Mr. Holger Stonjek from Sandberg Guitars. Please give it up.
Oh, guys, I feel very honored about this introduction. So, yeah, I'm Holger from Sandberg Guitars. And I'm very proud to be here again after 8 years, approx 8 years.
Maybe.
Yeah, our second workshop, clinic. And thanks for coming. Thanks for your time. And I think, first of all, we will start with one song for you that we come all in the right mood. Okay? Cool. So, I must introduce the band, sorry. So, we planned to come with a great singer and composer. She is also from Germany. She's playing in a very, very popular band, bass guitar, but she's also a singer-songwriter. But she became ill the last 2 days. And we was very frustrated. Victor is a bass player, and we was, let's find the solution. And Victor Tugos is one of the best bass players from Spain, and we had a big Buskers festival in our city, and there was a big Spanish community, and Victor asked Emilio if he want to join us, and Emilio comes from Tenerife, so it's very, very far away. And Victor asked him spontaneous, "Hey, Emilio, do you have time and Lust to join us in Prague?" And he said, "Yeah, why not? Let's go to Prague." And I love when people. Yeah. He had a very long call with his girlfriend, to ask her.
Now he need a new girlfriend,
No, he has my fully respect, and I appreciate very much when people are able to be so spontaneous. He comes from Tenerife, was playing in our town, which is called Braunschweig, in the north part of Germany, and we asked him if he can stay 2 or 3 days longer to have a gig in Audio Partner. He said, "Yeah, why not? Let's go." So he canceled his flight. I met him 2 days ago. I only know his first name. I don't know his family name. And this is a kind of adventure what I love very much, We come together with people you never see before, and you never played music together. So, and the funny thing is, because we never played together, we had a long trip from my town in the north part of Germany to Prague. It was about 5 hours. And because I have a big car, these 2 guys sat in the back with a little accu amp and was rehearsing. And I was driving the car, and here, we play this, and here's a break, and there's a break. And I'm lucky because I only play cajon today, so I don't need to take care for harmonics and chords and so on. So, just one rehearsal in the car, and I hope you like the music we will play. And for sure, everything will be kind of flamenco and Spanish style. I hope you like it. We start with one song, then we go further. Thanks.
Victor, Emilio, and Holger.
Yeah, this music fits very good to the weather. It's hot and great, fantastical. Yeah, just two sentences about Sandberg Guitars. I'm the founder of Sandberg, and we founded the company in 1986, so 38 years ago. Time is running so fast, so it's a very long time. And by now we are, we started with two people, two crazy guys. One was for the wood section and the other one for pickup winding and electronic and so on. And by now we are 25 people. So for my taste, it's a really big company. You know. And yeah, we always do customizing things, which makes me very happy because it's always really exciting to work with different materials, different finishes, paintings, different pickups, pickup position, different electronic and so on. This is always great to work in the theme. And I always love to say, I have the best job in the world.
And I have the second best job in the world because I am working with the configurator. Because if you don't know it, please visit the Sandberg Guitars and you can configure your own instrument with all colors, combination, shapes, number of strings, scales, and everything.
Different wood for fingerboards. And
do you know how many combinations you can reach?
I think it's more than 60,000. 60,000. So if you do you guys know our web configurator? Yeah. So you can sit in front of your computer and configure 60,000 different finishes, models, and so on and so on. So you can buy a bottle of great red wine, order a pizza, and you can sit there for hours.
Yes, I'm doing it very often here in the office.
You often sit with a bottle of red wine in your office?
Yes, yes, and I was working because it was your recommendation how to configure the instrument. So I'm just using your guideline. So
yeah, the interesting thing is, of course, we have our kind of main models, California, TT, and blah blah blah, and so on. And by now, currently, we build 40 instruments per week, approximately, and always you see instruments you never saw before, and this is very interesting. Different combine, for example, a green burst body with an ebony fingerboard, and the customer has choose block inlays in combine with matched headstock and gold hardware, something like this. And, always instruments you never saw before, and this is very interesting.
When I visit a couple times your workshop, I was wondering because there is a space with the bodies in the production line, and I don't know, there is, for example, 200 bodies.
Approximately,
approximately, and I saw one very strange combination, and I was wondering who ordered it, and it was me. So yeah, and it's very surprising and very nice to see that what you ask is someone really producing, and you see all the production process. So thank you for this experience, because
you know that it was a long work to create this configurator, because we made picture of everything, of every detail. So, every machine head, I had to make a photo, every knob, the bridge, every body shape, and every color had to be photographed to put it in the configurator, And I think I made more than, I don't know, 60,000 pictures. No, not 60,000, but maybe 30,000, because you can make combinations with it. It was a long way. And I think for you guys, it's very easy. You can design your bass, and as soon as you're ready with the configuration, there's a very long kind of article code, and you can copy this code and send it to Jan and ask for delivery time and the price. So it's very easy to handle this. And you always see the retail price in euro. Sorry, it's only in euro. Sorry for you.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and on the other hand, what I love very much is that we work very close together with famous artists, and we know what they want, special wishes, and so on. And we have some, over the time, we have some signature models. For example, this is a signature model from the bass player from Rammstein. He often came to our workshop and said, I have this idea and I want this and this, and can you make the black a bit darker, or I don't know, hundreds and thousands of ideas. And this is a great work when you have artists in the workshop and work very close together. And I remember one nice story. Years ago, the bass player from Prince, we had a contact, and she came to our workshop to create her own signature model. Ida Nielsen is her name. She comes originally from Denmark, and in the middle of the night, years ago, she got a call from Prince. It was 3 o'clock in the night, and she woke up and put the phone, and he said, I'm Prince, and I heard your latest record, and can you come to a session to America? And she thought it's a fake. Hey, fucking guy, don't make bad jokes in the middle of the night. And she put the phone up, and he called again. No, I'm Prince, and I want you for a session. So it was the story. The long collaboration started, and she was playing for Prince for more than 13 years. Yeah, and I met her on a big music fair. She came to our booth and fell in love with the bass, and then, of course, she got the space. And 1 year later, she came to our workshop for 4 days, and we worked very concentrated together for her ideas and her wishes. And in our workshop, we have a bass. This bass has a big hole in the middle, so that you can move the pickups. And this is interesting because every position has a different sound. And she was sitting there for 2 days, playing, and moving the pickups a bit here, a bit there. And I had to play a bit drums because she wanted to judge the bass together with drums and the guitar. And then after 2 days, she found the right spot for the pickups.
And in fact, it was the same spot as in the beginning. No?
No, but it was just a little bit different, you know. It was really interesting. And sometimes we were sitting in our assembling room. It's a room like this with 6 or 8 people are working and assembling the guitars. And always when they work, the radio is on loud, and you hear this all the noises like when they put the echo drill for screws and so on, and blah blah blah, talk. And always when Ida was sitting in the room and checking a bass, everybody was quiet. Nobody used the echo drill because it's loud. They wanted to listen to her because she's playing so beautiful. And this is always a great moment when you have really good bass player in our workshop and hear your own instruments. You know? Like the same when Victor comes to our workshop, and then you go, oh, wow, this is the sound of our bass. It can sound like this. It's fantastic. You know, this is really cool.
Is there any other moment with other bass players who gave you any idea, any suggestion?
Of course, always. Yeah. Always.
Can you give another example?
There are a lot of details. For example, since 10 years, we have a very, very strong jack for the cable, and before that we had it's called cylinder jack. I think I don't need to tell you details, but you know, professional players who play their instrument every day and worldwide on stage and on festivals, outside, inside, they know all the critical points of an instrument. But what can happen? What can break? Or you know, and so we always get, because we have the direct contact, the ideas from them. Hey, can you make it a bit more powerful or stronger? And then we make thought about how to solve problems. For example, we have all our California basses, for example, we have a really large neck pocket and 6 screws. A normal or typical bass only has 4 screws, but 6 screws are much stronger. So this neck, you can't move it in the body. But when you have a bass with 4 screws and the neck pocket is not long enough, it can happen that when you are on stage like then the neck moves and something can happen, you know.
And we saw Rammstein show it is possible, really possible to do.
Oh, there are a lot of other bands who make salto mortale and whatever, or throw it like this, you know.
Okay, may I ask you for another song?
Okay, then we play another song. This song, I think everybody knows this song we play now. It's a kind of ballad, so it's a bit more
relaxing.
Yeah. Human nature. Thank you.
Bass nature.
Nice nature.
Thank you for the bass nature. Let's stay a little bit about with the instruments. We have a few examples from your production. So can you talk about the different shapes, different approaches, maybe different ideas, or what's unique about the Sandberg?
So up from the beginning, we work very close together with different artists. It can be airbrush artists or painter or people who make other different artwork, and especially these two basses, this one and this one. Can you see it? Yeah. These are designed and made. The design is made by a fantastic young lady. She comes from Cuba and is living in Barcelona. And I invited her to come to our workshop, and she made some artwork, some paintings. And so every bass is unique. For my taste, it looks very, very beautiful. And on the other hand, we do a lot of kind of artwork for customers like you. For example, some customer send us a picture from the girlfriend, from the boyfriend, or from the dog. Sometimes we make paintings from the dog. And one of the guys, he's an airbrush artist, and he can do really photorealistic paintings. But sometimes it looks really like a photo. I remember we made for a French guy from Paris. He wanted to have his dog on the front of the bass, and it looked really like a photo. This guy is really crazy. So, and this is a very interesting work, you know. So if you have ideas, if you want to have your grandmother on the back of your body or whatever, then send us a photo. We will do that. I think our most successful models are the California series. This is a California bass. It's called California T, and this is a California V shape. So two different shapes. They all have the same headstock like this, and this is our I think 80% our production is California instruments. We have different shapes, of course, but these are the most successful. And the violet bass is something I had in my mind 4 or 5 weeks ago, and we just finished it. And I wanted to try. I'm a big fan of this color. It's a dark violet metallic, and this is exactly the color from a car factory, BMW. And I said, wow, I saw a car in our city. And I said, wow, this is a great color. It looks like a star night, and with moonshine and so on and so on. Oh.
New orders, yeah. You are always on the gig. That's very typical.
And I had the idea to make it in a two-color version. So I also painted the pickguard, which is more or less untypical, and also the headstock. Can you see it with a black and violet in a curved shape, and the same is here. And I think this is very beautiful. I'm sure we will do more of this kind of instruments, maybe with different color. But what I can imagine is with a bright orange and black, with black hardware or blue or green, whatever. You can do it with every color. And this is what I said in the beginning. We always can create something new, and this is a fantastic thing if you work with the best job in the world. No.
And I wonder if will happen that if you order new BMW, you will receive the Sandberg guitars, or if you order Sandberg guitars, you will receive BMW as well.
Maybe we can make a special offer with it.
Yes, okay.
If you buy this violet BMW, you get Sandberg for free, or the other way around.
Sounds better. Yes. Yeah. You also are experimenting not just without the colors, without the different shapes and pickups. I remember you tried different woods because 5 years ago on the sitters start to be listed the rosewood, Indian rosewood.
Yeah.
And what was a big problem for many producers of the instrument worldwide. And you start with Leipzig Universität, or where you are cooperating with the department try to find a new solution for a wood, and you choose oak. It was successful, or can you tell?
Oak had a fantastic sound. It looks dark because we needed something which is similar to rosewood. So it's dark and has a great sound. But the problem is, I always thought oak is a very hard wood. One of the hardest wood in Europe, but it's not. So the problem was that the frets, you press in the frets into the fretboard, and the frets was not tight enough. So this was a problem. So unfortunately we couldn't go further with oak. But we always do lots of experiments with different woods. And
so is there any other example what you were trying in the process?
Walnut. We just make experiments with walnut. It's very good sounding, and it's also dark, And
have you ever tried to use the oak for a fretless instrument? Maybe there will not be that problem,
no,
or
it's not hard enough. It's not hard enough. For fretless, the wood you use for a fretless bass must be very homogeneous, and oak has very, very hard parts, and on the other side, very, very soft parts. And if you would build a fretless, and for a fretless bass, the string is touching the fretboard, then it could be that you put away the soft parts. But with the university in Dresden, we developed the thermo treatment. It means, so our idea was, because we do a lot of, we have a lot of experience with aging. I think our aging is very, very popular worldwide by now. And so I think when we build old-looking instruments, then they also should sound like an old instrument. So we started with a thermo treatment. That means we have a huge oven. It's like this, really, really huge. And in this oven is a metal box. You can close it and put off the air. So make a vacuum, and then we put wood inside this box and into the oven. Put off the air, put in a vacuum, and then we bake it very, very carefully and slowly. The whole process is more than 36 hours. So we heat up very, very, very slowly. For the end is approx 180 degrees, and then stays for. It's a bit top secret. I can't tell how long, but for a shorter time, it stays. 180 degrees, and then it goes down very, very slowly. And the result is that the wood is totally distressed, and it sounds like a 30 years old instrument. No? And we developed this we have one special aging finish. It's called the masterpiece. I will show you. So this bass is not a second hand, it's brand new. And we have one guy in our team who is only making masterpiece instruments. He's doing all the scratches and everything that this instrument looks like 30 years really heavy treated on stage. 30 years of rock and roll, there's everything what can happen. Some beer over it, and stitching here, and the drum kit.
I remember you introduced me that guy. I still don't remember his name.
Christian. Yeah.
And you told me that he is making a story for the instrument. Can you explore more, please?
Yeah. So for the aging process for the masterpiece needs approximately 3 days. So Chris gets a finished body and a finished neck. And then he starts working all the scratches and dents and everything, and it needs 3 days. And sometimes he's sitting on the floor like a guru with a little needle in his hand and making scratches here and there. And he also makes the dents, or how do you call it, on the fretboard. And before he starts making all the scratches and everything on the fretboard, he thinks about what could be the first bass player who bought this bass 30 years ago. Sometimes he says, this bass was bought from a blues rock player, and the other one from a metal player, and the top 40 or whatever. And then he thinks about, the blues rock player was playing a lot of songs in E, so you can see the scale. Because the scratches are exactly there where the scale is. So
this is exactly my instrument because E minor, nothing else.
Yeah.
So
but you also can
scratches
order
just-
F sharp is also possible. It's no upcharge.
I don't understand.
Yeah, and this is Christian because he's so much passionate in his work, and he's always kind of super relaxed, sitting there and give all this passion and this heart into this job. So that's why they look super realistic, you know. And yeah, one part of or one detail of this masterpiece instrument is that they get the thermo treatment and a vibration treatment. Vibration treatment means we have a special machine. We put the bass on, and then I play the bass loop with the different styles, with slapping, chord playing, and pick and so on. And then we recorded it, and we play it through an amp to this plate, and the plate is vibrating, so the bass gets this bass loop for 100 hours. The bass is shaking like this, and it's playing this bass loop, and this is also changing the structure of a wood. And we made measurements before and after, so it's no spooky thing. It's real. So in the end, after 100 hours shaking and vibrating, the instruments get more attack and more sustain. And this is totally interesting. Yeah. So the masterpiece instrument don't look old; they sound much older than a new instrument. Yeah, coming to sustain and attack. Shall I explain the difference of sustain and attack? So I very often get asked, Holger, how sound this wood, or what is the typical sound of this wood, and what is the difference between mahogany and alder and ash and so on? And there's one very easy physically thing to explain why there are difference. And the fact is, when you have an instrument, for example, with a very light and soft body, it could be, for example, alder. The body is made from alder, and alder is not so heavy and a bit softer. And okay, when you have an instrument with an alder body, then the attack is more and the sustain is a bit shorter. And the reason light and soft wood is taking the energy of the string. So it means when you push a string, you put energy in with your finger. The string is vibrating, and also the wood is vibrating. And as lighter and softer the wood, as more takes the wood, the material, the vibration, the energy of the string. That means in the first millisecond when you push a string hardly, the loudness is going up very much. Let me say, this is the maximum loudness. And so this is a loudness and this is a time, okay? This is time. When you have a soft and light wood, bam, the sound goes up, but it goes down very, very fast because the wood is absorbing the energy of the string. The opposite, when you have a very, very heavy, let's say, European ash body, and maybe a ebony fingerboard, and it's so heavy and hard, the material is not interesting in what's happened with the instrument, you know. So when you push a string with on a bass with an ash body and then ebony fingerboard, it's the same. The tone goes up very, very loud, but it stays there.
And back.
Because the wood is not impressing me. Something is vibrating me, but come on, shit, I don't care. Because the wood is don't absorbing the energy. So the sustain is much longer with hardwood, and the attack is more because it goes down very, very, very fast, and you feel like it feels like a very temperamentful and dynamic instrument. You push a string and it goes bam, then it goes very fast down, and it's. I remember in the 80s, everybody wanted to have basses very heavy with 10 exotic woods, with a long sustain, sustain as long as possible, you know. But for my personal taste, attack is much more important for me than sustain, because I don't need a tone which stays for 3 hours. There's no song where you need a tone for I don't know, 2 minutes. There's no slow ballad where you need it. But for my taste, to create your own style, attack is much more important. But because when I play soft, my bass sounds like a sweet bird singing my songs. And when I push a bit more, then I want that the bass is exploding, you know. And I can easily do it with my finger power. And this is a difference between attack and sustain. I think it's not a quality. It's never a question of quality. It's always a question of your taste, what you want. I can imagine
also,
when
it's not a question about the genre you are playing. It's again about your taste, because if you want to have this approach in the heavy metal, you can.
Yeah.
And you can have the opposite approach, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is never-ending story. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
To find the right answer for this, but it's
and
just about you and about your instrument. Does it fitting to you? And
of course you can cook. You can make your own recipe. If you understand the difference of different woods, you can choose a bit heavier body. And a maple fingerboard, for example, then you have a mix of both, a good sustain, but also a great attack. So you could compose your own sound if you know the background of sound. And I totally understand, for example, when you have a speed metal band where you play with a very, very fast tones, then everything must be very clear and very fast. So I rather would play a heavy body with an ebony fingerboard, because they play everything in double tap. You must hear everything. But when you play more, I don't know, some other musical styles, then I rather would.
When you start playing music, okay.
Yeah, then I would rather play a bass with a lighter body and the maple fingerboard. So shall we play another song?
Yes,
Play
please.
another song? What shall we play now? Wir lagen vor Madagaskar, hatten Test an Bord.
Alto Cero voy para Macané, de Acuesto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, de Acuesto voy para Mayarí. El cariño que te tengo nadie lo puede negar. Se me sale la babita y no lo puedo evitar. Cuando Juanita y Chan Chan en el mar cernían la arena, como sacudía y aljibe, a Chan Chan le daba pena. Limpia el camino de paja que yo me quiero sentar en aquel tronco que veo y no lo puedo evitar. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, de Acueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, de Acueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, de Acueto voy para Mayarí. De Alto Cedro voy para Macané, de Acueto voy para Mayarí. Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar.
ja. Victor Togores und Emilio. Thank you. Muchas fantastico gaita. Ja.
What's your plans for next 40 years with Sandberg? Any ideas? Tunex? Have you ever made Tunex guitar?
Yes.
Or yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? That was a custom order from a metal band, you know.
Okay. So it was four strings or bass and guitar or
no,
what combination?
It was a guitar with a 12 string and 6 string, and the bass was fretless. Yeah, and 5 string fretted. And then we also made a 1 string guitar, and guess for which band? It was for Rammstein. Paul Landers, the guitar player from Rammstein, wanted a 1 string guitar, and the neck feels like a broom, or a golfing thing, you know, very very small, 1 string on it. And then we made a special pickup for this guitar, and the body was made from. Do you know the material acryl? You can see through. And, it was you could see through, and we put LEDs inside. And the guitar was lighting. The same we did for a bass for Oliver Riedl from Rammstein. It was with green lights inside. It looked very spooky. But the guitar with the 1 string sounded like a very good old Telecaster. Like this doing, it's unbelievable, yeah.
And you are, I think, world famous for the bass guitars, but also you are doing electric guitars. So
yeah, we build 95% basses and 5% guitars, approximately. And you know, I very often get asked, no, I forgot something about the wood. I brought some wood for you. You can check it, and I just give it to you, and you can smell on it. See how heavy it is. You can bite in if you like. You can do everything with. And the name is always written on the backside. So I brought lots of different exotic wood, and yeah, I'm to give you. You can go around. You can listen. You can knock on it and listen.
but it's good to know that they are used just on the tops of the instrument, like Victor
mostly. For example, the bass from Victor. This is a bass who offers lots of attack. So as I try to explain, light and softer wood offers more attack, and this wood top is called Buckey burr. It comes from south part of America, and the tree is growing in very wet areas like swamps, you know, very very wet. So, and after 20-30 years, the tree is standing in this wet area. There comes a fungi. What's the name of fungi in Czech?
Hoba.
Okay, so every blue part in this base is a fungi which comes into the wood and gives this beautiful color. And this wood is very light and also soft. And Victor chose a maple fretboard, which is also very light, and a maple neck. And the body is made from a light mahogany. And the body has holes everywhere. So, for example, here's a hole.
This was my question for the moment.
Yeah, it's called chambered.
Chambering.
So I think the white
for
of
long gigs, yes.
The white is under 3 kilo, approx 3 kilo, which is very light for a 5-string. And yeah, here's a big hole here between the neck and pickup, between the pickups, and here is a small hole, and here. And this is for taking care for the white, but also for the sound, because this bass can vibrate very much more, and so it offers more dynamic, you know.
And did you prepare more prototypes with this chambering, or just you decide I would put out 30% of the material and that's it, or what is the suggestion?
No, this was a long way to find the right spot. No? We started with very small, and then bigger, and then the last one was too big, so we reduced again.
Glue it again.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, and I also brought some special designs. For example, this is a piece of ash which we sandblasted. The sandblasting means with a very high pressure we put sand on it with a very high pressure, and we throw away the softer parts of the wood. So in the end, the wood becomes very dry, three-dimensional. And when it's three-dimensional, we color everything completely black. And after this, we sand away the black from the upper level, so that we can put on a different color. So the character of this, we call it zebra finish. The character of this sandblasting wood is always we can work with different colors. So here we have a kind of red, and it becomes a bit brighter and darker red. Or this one we call voodoo. So all deep structure is black and the rest is gray. Looks more like a voodoo thing. And the same with blue. And here I want to show you an experiment, which it looks like there are water drops on, but they're not. But the technique is made with water drops, and it looks also very interesting. So we always can create crazy things.
You are also doing the finish with the gold and silver.
Oh yeah.
So
So
what's the story behind?
Yeah, it was a customer in a band who's called Jazz Canteen, and he asked me if we can make a gold plating for his bass. And then we bought this very, very, very thin layers of gold and silver. It's very, very thin, and then you glue it on the bass, and put it a bit together, and then sand it again. This is the story. Most of the things come from customer. The customer have ideas in mind, and then we make it.
And we are very grateful that you are willing to do this for us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, this is my job. It's my passion. And I, before I forget, I want to show you the construction of a neck. Therefore, I brought you a half-cutted neck so that you can see how this it's called truss rod. This metal bar is inlaid, so it's in between the neck and the fretboard. And the reason why we do that, lots of other companies, of course, also, is because for example, when you have a 4-string bass, the 4 strings of a bass have a tension of approx 80 kilo. So we have the machine heads here. You put on the strings, and in the end, you fix it with a bridge, and the tension is 80 kilo. And you know, a guitar neck is a very thin and sensible part of a guitar. Would there be no metal bar inside, the neck would go like this. You know, my weight is 80 kilo. I weigh 80 kilo. So, 80 kilo. You know, when I would hang on this thin neck, the neck would bow in this direction. And the truss rod is a special, it's 2 pieces of metal which are glued together in the end, and in the beginning is and on the top is a screw. And when you turn the screw, you know, can you see it? Now it is straight. It's really straight. Can you see it? Straight. When I turn the screw clockwise, then I remove one of the metal bar against the other one, and then now you see what happened. It goes that direction, yeah. And when you can imagine when the truss rod in the neck, then it brings the neck back to a straight position. So the truss rod is working against this 80 kilo. On a 5-string, you have depends on the size of the strings. You have sometimes 130 kilo. It's quite a lot. And when you have a Sandberg bass, you know, I know from a lot of people they have fear to move the screw. I don't want to destroy my instrument. And on some brands and instruments, you must loosen the strings before you move the trusswood, but never on a Sandberg bass because this metal bar is so strong and precisely. When you feel that you need to remove the neck a bit backwards, you can do it without losing strings. You can do it, and immediately the neck will move. And I think you never need more than a quarter like this. Or it depends on how much, but you never need to try one time around. It's never necessary, you know. But you don't need to have fear to move the screw. And why you should do that? You know, the neck is also reacting of a climate and humidity. So, for example, in wintertime, when you heat up your apartment, the air becomes much drier because it's warmer. And when the air is dry, the wood also becomes dry and it's shrinking a little bit. And when wood is shrinking, then the neck comes into this direction. So in wintertime, you have a little bit more neck bow. And the opposite in summertime, sometimes we have rain season and 80% humidity in the air. Then the neck goes into this direction because the opposite of shrinking. What is the opposite of shrinking? Yeah, okay. So that's why you sometimes must regulate the neck. And when you check the height of your string on your bass, and you want to change the height of your string, you first always must look the condition of the neck. This is the first step you must do before you
adjusting the bridge.
You know, on every bridge, every brand bridge, you can up and down the bridge is settled. And if you feel your strings are too high, then before you start working on the bridge settle, first always check the neck. And there's one thing. The optimal position of a neck is, you can check it when you press, for example, the low string on the first fret, and in the end, and in the middle, there should be a space between the string and the fret, and you can check it with, for example, with a plaque. When you have a plaque is normally approximately 0.5 millimeter or 0.6 sometimes, and so when you need three hands. Every bass player I know has 3 hands. First hand you press here, second hand you press here, and then. Then you put a plectrum in between, in the middle of the neck, which is the 8th fret, and if it fits just without pressure in between the string and the fret, then the neck is perfect. This is the optimal size for a fret. And if this is okay, then you can start with bringing up or down the strings. And this is the most important rule thing to adjust.
And there is another secret, or maybe not secret. This is the feature what you have in your company, and it's the machine who is doing the fret work before final assembling, or after final assembling. Then you are doing that fret work, and it's a laser machine controlling the height or thickness of the. So please tell more.
It's for the and finally the frets must be exactly on the same level. And before we bought this super machine, we did everything by hand, which is cool, it's great. But it's a company in Berlin who developed a machine which is called Plaque, and it looks like an old telephone cell. You put your instrument in, and then comes a kind of metal finger it comes and is checking the height of every fret, up and down under every string, and then. With this knowledge, the machine is writing a kind of program, and is yeah, kind of milling is working, is bringing the frets on the right level on a 0.001 millimeter precisely, and this is a perfect machine for that.
Automotive standard.
Yeah. Right.
So this is why it's easier to explore something on Sandberg guitars, because there is everything perfect. So
yeah, I think I can say on a Sandberg bass, you 99.9% you can bring the strings much lower than on some other instrument. I don't know, because the strings are perfect measured and leveled, you know. And another point is. The pickups should always have a distance to the string of 5 or maximum 6 millimeters, and not closer and not more far away. If the pickups are very close to the pickup to the strings, then you get a kind of compression. The sound is changing to it's the same like when you put in a compressor or a limiter, you know. And if they are too far away, then it's not loud enough. But 5 to maximum 6 millimeter is the best size of it.
So may I ask you for another song, guys?
Okay. Yeah. Right. Dum dum.
Y aunque tú me has echado en el abandono, y aunque ya has matado mis ilusiones, en vez que maldecirte con gusto en cono, en mis sueños te colmo, en mis sueños te colmo de bendiciones. Sufro la inmensa pena de tu extravío, siento el profundo dolor de tu partida y lloro porque el llanto mío tiene lágrimas negras como mi vida. Quieres dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir. Y tú me quieres dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir. dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir. Y tú me quieres dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir. Tú me quieres dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir. Y tú me quieres dejar y yo no quiero sufrir. Contigo me voy, mi santa, aunque me cueste el morir.
Thank you very much. I will make an outro. I would like to thank all of you that you come here, and of course I would like to thank Holger and his friends and Emilio that joined us in the last moment, and thank you for Victor, amazing bass player. So thank you for what all of we are doing, because we have great job and we have great hobby, and I think it's useful and helpful for all of us and very peaceful, and this is right things to do. So thank you very much. Stay tuned, always on your side, and thank you, Holger Stonjek, visit us again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You are watching us, so thank you. See you on YouTube. And last song, improvisation or
Something in between, a bit. I will be surprised. Okay, start, guys.
everybody will. So thank you very much. Bye. See you.
Volando voy, volando vengo, vengo, volando voy, volando vengo, vengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo. Señoras y señores, sepan ustedes, señoras y señores, sepan ustedes que con la flor de la noche, pa' quien la merece, que con la flor de la noche, pa' quien la merece, volan, volando, volan, volando voy, volando vengo, volan, volando voy, volando vengo, vengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo. Es que a mí me va mucho la marca tropical, y es que a mí me va mucho la marca tropical, y los caminos de la frontera me van, y los caminos de la frontera me van, volando voy, volando vengo, vengo, volando voy, volando vengo, vengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo, por el camino, yo me entretengo.
Muchas gracias, Dankeschön. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Victor Tgores and Emilio. Yeah, and thanks for inviting us.
You're welcome. You're always welcome. Děkuji, že jste přišli, děkujeme vám moc krát, že nám zachováváte přízeň a zase třeba někdy, na viděnou, na shledanou.